Welcome to the Business Women Australia podcast show, the podcast that brings together industry leaders to discuss the latest trends, insights and strategies. So sit back and relax, let's get inspired by the amazing women who are shaping the future of professional women in Australia. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So welcome to today's Business Women Australia podcast show. Today we're delving into the story behind MediGreen. It's all about innovation, healing and beauty. I'm Lyn Hawkins. I'm the founding director of Business Women Australia, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional lands of the Noongar people and pay respects to Indigenous elders past, present and emerging all across the nation. So I'm in these gorgeous lands of the Noongar people around a very beautiful, plentiful saltwater region. And we are streaming across LinkedIn, YouTube and Meta. And you'll also find us on Spotify and iTunes for catch-up and on the Business Women Australia website. I have been so much looking forward to this conversation with MediGreen founders who they're both talented pharmacists, Sharon Miller and Angelica Rostov. Welcome back to the show, Angelica, and welcome for the first time, Sharon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. And look, MediGreen started as a Melbourne holistic plant-based medicine clinic and dispensary, and you've newly launched a beauty clinic in Carnegie. And of course, we've recently had a fantastic behind-the-scenes look at this. Our members and guests in Melbourne really did give me some great feedback about how interesting it was and what a great night that was. So thank you for hosting that. And for those of you that might have missed out on that, if you are in Melbourne in Carnegie, make sure you pop in and let Angelica and Sharon know. And I'm sure they'd love to show you the clinic and what that's all about. But look, as leaders, I've seen you both really challenging traditional pharmacy and healthcare models, and you're really forging a reputation as an innovative disruptor, meeting the needs of a niche market. That's very exciting from a businesswoman perspective. So I'm very excited to talk as much about business as leadership in this conversation. And I'm really interested in you guys taking us back to the beginning. What was the original spark behind MediGreen, and how did you begin together on this journey? Perhaps Sharon, if you could share that with us.
Okay, well, Angelica and I have been friends for nearly 20 years now. So we both started working together at a hospital as hospital pharmacists. And during that time there, when it came to plant-based medicines, there was, before it became legal, there were a lot of questions, and I saw a lot of families giving their children plant-based medicines to help with their epilepsy. And I saw absolutely amazing results with that. And my background traditionally is a compounding pharmacy. I started so long ago that's where we were. And so plant-based medicines and traditional medicines have always been a high interest for me. And with this, that came through, and then with Angelica into palliative care and seeing plant-based medicines and how much it helped patients there, we both made a conscious decision individually, more than anything, to keep going and have a look and see what it meant. But for me, my journey started in 2011 when I was overseas, and I started learning as much as I could, and then just brought it back, what I'd learned, back to Australia. And then in 2020, we decided time was right. It was something that needed to be done, and we wanted it to be led by pharmacists. Pharmacists traditionally are fairly empathetic and caring people. And we know that plant-based medicine is polarizing and divisive. And we wanted to have a place where people could come, they could feel welcome, they weren't threatened, they weren't judged. They just needed to come in and ask for the help that they wanted. So that's basically how we started.
Well, it started with, as professional friends who saw an opportunity there to really make a difference. And it's extraordinary. So MediGreen's always blended medicine, healing and care as a part of sort of what you stand for. And how did that philosophy evolve, and why is it important for you to build something that felt traditional felt different from that traditional model?
Traditional models are really important, and they're the mainstay of community pharmacy, and they should never be underestimated. But plant-based medicine is a specialty. and it's a specialty that requires a lot of training, a lot of regulatory understanding. And we decided to dedicate ourselves to that part. We've done the traditional, we know our medicines well, we know how patients respond to them, but sometimes something's missing, and this is a gap that can be filled with traditional and plant-based medicines.
And so there's a lot of clinics who offer well-being and aesthetic beauty services. What really genuinely sets MediGreen apart, clinically, culturally, and ethically?
We start a beauty clinic in Carnegie because we're both women. We're both not in our 20s, and we all want to look better and as we can. So we actually been on quite a journey ourselves, and you need to know where you're going. You need to know that people who are providing service are actually understanding what they're doing, as well as equipment. So basically when we start and we're doing laser therapy and microneedling treatment, we bought a very expensive medical grade machine. So we don't want to do with some prick pen needling or something like that. It's the same. If I want to cut my hair, I will be not just going to, any shops that I know and after that would be upset, but hair can grow. It's our face, and I as a person really would be looking and trying to find out a good place if I want to do something. So this is how I start. With our MediGreen plant-based medicine, we are doing everything legally, everything up to all rules and regulation in Australia. So the same we decided to do with the beauty therapy. So if we've done something, it has to be absolutely 100% sure that we are doing everything correctly.
And we've talked a little bit about this with Dr. Tony on the last show, in terms of wanting to have natural looking results, with no matter what sort of avenue or pathway they take, rather than a dramatic transformation. And I think that's particularly true of our niche market in terms of business, executive, professional and entrepreneurial women. Sort of when you sort of brought this in, how important was that in terms of your positioning in relation to your niche market?
A lot of women are business people who don't want to be overdone. And yes, you are juggling that you still want to absolutely good looking and good presentable, but you don't want to be plastic fantastic. And for some, maybe it's good because there are some influence on Instagram or some modeling or something. There are niche for everyone. But for people in business, they are really does not want to look Barbie. We want to look natural but well presented. So, and it's a quite niche when you looking for someone to do with your face, because a lot of people don't want to do a surgery only because they're thinking everyone will be seeing that I done something with my face. No, even a surgery can be done. I did not know until I actually met Anthony and he explained how different surgery can be done. I'm not never consider, but maybe later in few years, in 10 years, maybe I will consider and go with Tony, because it's very important that yes, you're good looking, but you look natural. And in our days, I think people now realizing not going away from this overlooked, overdone, and going to a little bit more natural with everything, with cosmetic, with facial, with hair. So, and this is a niche for people. It's different people, different beauty salon, different doctor, different surgeon for every different needs. And people can find what they want to.
Yes. And Carnegie, what was the choice behind Carnegie, choosing Carnegie as the place for the beauty clinic?
It also was geographically, because it's a southeast area, very well You can come by a car. It's a lot of car parks here. It's very close train station. Some people can't drive a car. And it's suburb when we don't have this particular place with a plain base and cosmetics. Our Bentley, it's not far away, but it's how it's built. It's not allowed us to do any extra services, what we already doing in Bentley. So we was just looking for some extra space. And Carnegie, it's no stairs, very clean clinics. So we physically done all design and building ourselves at the standard that it has to be, because with a medical clinic we do have a standards for building as well.
And so how does that beauty clinic integrate then with MediGreen's broader medical services rather than sitting apart? Do you see them as separate, or is there an integration between that and your medical, the more of the medical clinic?
Look, you can take both of them separately, but when somebody's looking for plant-based medicine, they're looking more for holistic, and it just doesn't stop with internal and health. There's also add-ons. How am I looking? How am I coping? We have a lot of people with a lot of serious medical conditions which affect their skin, their hair, how they feel, how they look. So it's really giving back to that. So we can help you. Yes, we've got your medicine. We can make you feel better. Now we can make you look better and make you feel better within your own skin as well.
It's such an important thing, you know, when you look in the mirror and the person looking back at you isn't that fresh-faced person you're starting to feel you are, particularly as you're getting well and bouncing back. And so it really does help you holistically look at your whole package so that everything is presenting to the world, because then it builds on itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it's not just, we can't fix just your outlook without fixing inside. Because a lot of going on, it's your hormone, your stress level, your sleep habit. Yes, we can fix and do a little bit something with the face, but if you will be consistently not eating well, not looking after yourself, not having correct supplements, vitamins, not testing yourself, it will be just a very short term for fixing, but we need to fix whole body so person will be glamorous inside and out.
I've always been inspired by the way you've described that, and you've I think during our planning meetings you've talked about how women 35 plus in Melbourne Southeast are a key market base, but I've heard that many women travel interstate to book in with you as well. You know, you really are forging this reputation as being a leader in this space. So beyond age and location, how would you describe the mindset and the values of your ideal client?
That's a pretty wide range of clients. In the clinics, they range from 5 years old to 98. But when we're looking at the females, a lot of females are put off by the younger people and what they push beauty-wise, and they don't feel comfortable and they feel unsure. Whereas once you're over 35, you start to get comfortable with yourself, but you still want to look better. And with that comes acknowledgement that whoever's 20, 30, what they need is very different to what we need as we get older. And there is that gap. There's a lot of services out there for people who are younger. There are not those for those who are getting older. And that's certainly something that we want to see as well.
Yeah, I really think you're in a great position to be providing a safe space for women and men of all ages to be able to have that more discerning, meaningful discussion around, you know, what their life looks like and what is important to them going forward. What do the next few years going to look like? What are they going to do? You know, I've just had a milestone birthday. I'm 60, and you know, I'm just feeling this is my time to shine. My husband's talking about, you know, in the next 5 years retiring, and I'm going, wow, I feel like I've only just kind of got my shit together. I'm starting, right? So it's a really interesting difference in mindset. And then what comes with that then is wanting to look good and feel good. So many clients, obviously of yours and mine, are professionals, they're leaders, they're mothers, entrepreneurs, executives, they're women with very full lives. How do you support them to feel confident, refreshed, and still like themselves with all their goals and dreams that they want to be pursuing in their journeys?
I think for me, one of the hardest things is, you're right, we do all those things as females. The thing that's missing there is looking after yourself. We put everyone else first and we come last. And we really need to change that around. If we're going to do all those other things, step up, help people, run businesses, have a family, all the rest, I think we need to change the mindset and have us put first, as our priority. And it doesn't mean to be selfish. It could mean as little as an hour a day, just going ahead and giving yourself a break from the phone, from everyone else. For me, one of the good things that Angelica's done is she's got the products in, and I've never been a big one for buying them, but the difference that it's made for me has been really a lot, and it makes you feel a lot better.
I can say that absolutely, Sharon is absolutely right. And I am one of these women as well. I have a son, I was raising him alone, and I was always put his priority before myself. He was in school, I was a driver, full-time worker, a driver, a coach, and being on all this training. So he was playing sports, so weekend I was on all this competition. Like I was driving somewhere at 8 o'clock in the morning and should be on Geelong or other part of the city. And sometimes I even feel myself that I feel guilty if I take a break or if I'm not doing anything on weekend. I am just like doing nothing. And I start trying to push myself to actually, yes, it's your time. You still need to have a break. Yes, it's okay to watch a movie. Yes, it's okay to go for a walk or to do something or to go on holiday. And yes, we need this refreshment for ourselves as a woman. Yes, we carry a lot, and people who have family, husbands, kids, some of them having a few kids. I don't know how they cope. I was struggling with my one. It's so much time. But yes, we need to look after ourselves in the first priority, be able to look after others.
This is a theme that comes up a lot in our courageous conversations, doesn't it? In the boardrooms, in our dinner conversations, all these, the importance of self-awareness and self-care for women. So any of our listeners out there that are thinking, this is a part of the challenge, is to actually put yourself first. It's great role modeling for your boys and for your girls, for your family, for your teens, for them to see that you actually are taking that time out to care for yourself. So in our planning sessions, Angelica and Sharon, you mentioned the realities of advertising restrictions. I know we had to go back and change some of our copy, and it's a really tough space to operate in. How do you creatively grow a clinic while staying compliant and values-led, so you don't get into trouble?
That is easier said than done. It's hard work. You've got to watch everything you say, everything you do. The compliance, we're really lucky that we are well known as pharmacists, and so we've had a lot of referrals from that. That's coming from our background, from the other work that we've done, especially the consulting and the credentialing pharmacists, where we both worked with a lot of different GPs. We've been really lucky that they still they always have done, respected us, but they respect us enough to give us referrals.
And after that, it was word to word. People came and see how we actually operate, how we care about our customers, and they just telling friends, relatives, and this is how it starts.
It's classic, that, isn't it? It's the knowledge, the trust, the credentials. You are dinky die, talented pharmacist doing something different, but you care. So it's all that. That's what brings people back. It's that putting the client at the center of everything. If I go through your when I look at your bios, it's quite phenomenal. Angelica's got 28 years of experience in community and hospital pharmacy across Australia and overseas, consultant pharmacist, award-winning credentialed diabetes educator. You've got a passion for progressive plant-based therapies evolved through years of clinical practice and palliative care. And we heard that story earlier on about that leading to the creation of MediGreen with Sharon, that you've also done this work as a diabetes educator. So you've been really passionate about people having healthy lives, making good choices, managing their weight loss, looking at natural and evidence-based medical approaches to solving people's problems for better, healthy well-being, strong lives. You were nominated for Best Pharmacist in 2007, Best Consulting Pharmacist 7 years later in 2014, all that during a time when you were raising a boy. You've been honoured with the Diabetes Educator of the Year Victoria Award in 2021. And last time I spoke to you, you were getting another qualification. What was that, Angelica?
Yes,
credentialed in something?
Pharmacy prescriber. It's a first-year course in Victoria, done by Monash Uni. So yes, I did not think that I will be a student again in my age, but here we are. And yes, so it's very full-on, very, very intensive program. I'm quite struggling. I always was an 8 student, and I'm happy if I pass everything. A lot of knowledge, but we always learn with Sharon. So as a credential, we need to do like a special amount of some points, educational points. And for me, I also doing a weight loss clinic as well. And again, if we are doing something, we try to do everything absolutely professional. So we're not just one of the clinic who prescribe and off you go on your journey. We try to help people. And a lot of speculation on the media about injectable for weight loss, and with a very stupid side effects. It just sometimes I thinking, who is paying for these articles, or journalists just trying to find something just to put on first page. Yes, medication is not for everyone, but there are people who needed medication. So it has to be done absolutely client to client. So that's why we try to provide absolutely specific client-based treatment for everything what they need. Doesn't matter is it anxiety, does not matter it's weight loss, does not matter it's a beauty. We will be talking to a person on their specific, this is a person in front of me, how can I help this person?
And that's the thing about having professional, qualified medical pharmacists who know what they're talking about and who are obviously lifelong learners. It's extraordinary. It just gives me such great trust in what you're offering. And Sharon, if we look at you, as a proprietor of MediGreen Dispensary and Clinic, as a director of Med Management Consulting, you're a consultant pharmacist. You've got a very broad background, having worked in both Australia and New Zealand for over 30 years, working in both community and hospital pharmacies, and with a special interest in plant-based medicine and alternative medicine. You've been able to bring this passion to help build the foundation of MediGreen Clinic, and you've worked as an advocate for plant-based medicine use for epilepsy in children, which you did mention earlier on. And when I spoke to you before we got on, you were racing across the city because you've been lecturing over, did you say at Monash?
I had my first lecture for the pharmacy students today. I was very honoured to be asked to talk to them about plant-based medicine, and I really enjoyed it.
Well, see, you two, there's nothing stopping you two busy women. You really are setting the bar high in our community, honestly. I just, I'm always loving having these chats with you both. So tell me about, if we look specifically at women's skin, and particularly as we age, we have issues with collagen. I can already see here, I can see my bits dropping for those of you who are listening. My bits are definitely dropping. Gravity is pulling them down. I probably could do with a half face. But look, tell me about how treatments like the sculpting and micro-needling can be used to stimulate collagen. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
You're allowed to say that one, yes.
Oh, am I allowed to say that? And how does it happen without getting that frozen look?
With a frozen look, it's specific medications that just froze wrinkles, and it's nothing wrong with this because there are some area where you can put it professionally, and it will be not a frozen look. It will be still okay if done professionally. However, we don't forget that it's temporary, but we need to increase our collagen production. Collagen production start losing from age of 30. And yes, with especially if people not looking after self or someone smoking, alcohol, lack of sleep, stress, this is all what we can keep. It's what you can see in the mirror after. And we have to understand that every year it's a new treatment. And what it was 10 years ago, even with normal medicine, like when I was at school, someone having like a high blood pressure, ambulance will come, make injection, put the pressure down, and that's it. But no one will be taking medication for blood pressure regularly to prevent this crisis. So now it's normal practice. The same with the beauty. Every year it's something new. And it's done by professional. It's done with a surgeon. It's done with a dermatologist. And a lot of creams, a lot of treatment, a lot of equipment. It's not just some people who are not having any expertise in medicine. It's someone who actually in medicine. With the skincare as well, it's now it's a lot of specific medications that help produce collagen and increase collagen production. The same as collagen that we are taking orally. It can be different. It can be just a normal collagen, which will be not really absorbed. It can be collagen peptides that it's better absorption, and it's normally done by specific supplements, which is most likely just needs to be, they're not on a shelf. You need to talk to a pharmacist, and it's like a professional brand supplements.
And what are the sort of trends that are coming up in this space and things that women should look out for?
It's a lot of new, like I did not know about microneedling much until we start to do this service, and yeah, it's amazing. And with injectable, with supplements, with creams, what creams we are having in the clinics, we start using themselves, and I can see difference. So I'm quite patient about what I'm doing because I'm trying all of this for myself.
Yeah, I can see that actually. You're both looking fantastic.
I have to say, for me, with the beauty, is carrying on what I got taught by my grandmother. Look after your face, look after the backs of your hands, the rest of the body you can cover up. Those areas you can't.
I know a girlfriend that always says you can only tell the age of a woman these days by trying to get a look at her knees.
Yeah, that's true. But this is just an extension of what I got taught. And I'm pretty sure if my grandmother was still alive, she would probably be front and foremost in the chair, because she truly believed that looking after your skin makes you feel better. And if you feel better, you'll do better.
Oh, I love your grandma. What was her name?
Maisie.
Maisie. We love Maisie. We will channel Maisie. So looking ahead, 3 years, 5 years, what's the vision for MediGreen?
It's a hard question. Maybe it will be another.
Do we need to set up another strategy session?
It probably will be another service. We will start in Carnegie soon. We're just working on it. We can't tell what it will be, but we're discussing about some sort of new treatment to feel better and on a day-to-day basis. Yes, I don't think that we will be retired very soon. So, and we always have an idea, but we want to do what we do first correctly, like as it will be carry on without like very huge impact. We are planning to do finally online shops probably for over-the-counter medications that we will be working soon, plus another service in a clinic. We're working on it as well. And when we set up this one, we will be go further and doing something else. Like not stopping where we are, but maybe increasing some other services and new different medicines and treatment coming every day. So in 5 years, it can be something very interesting and very different.
And it's nice, even after 40 years as a pharmacist, I still want to get out of bed every day and come into work. And I wouldn't be doing it if it was traditional pharmacy. This has really given me a boost for what I can do and where I can help. And it's great.
It's exciting. It's just the ethos of innovation and your personal values of continuous learning and lifelong learning that's building the foundations of MediGreen. And I can see that as an outsider. You might not be able to put that in words yourself, but as a strategist, I can see that's what drives this continued growth and pursuit of excellence that you both bring to your business. So look, hats off to you both. And listeners, dear listeners, everyone who's listening, watch this space, because I know anytime we bring Angelica and Sharon onto the show, there's always something new to learn about. They're always doing something. They are not sitting there just rinse and repeating. It's just extraordinary having a gift like this in Australia for anyone who wants to have that holistic well-being support and professional service actually walking alongside you in your journey. So finally, what do you want from women listening to take away, not just about beauty treatments, but about the choice of truly caring for themselves?
Look, for me, the first thing I'd say to anyone is put aside time for yourself. For me, it's a Sunday morning. Don't disturb me on a Sunday morning. That's my time. I get breakfast in bed. I can do what I like. It's putting time aside so you can recharge. If you can do that, then you can keep going.
For young listener, I would like to say, when you're choosing your career, you actually think twice, not twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times where to go. Yes, some occupation can provide a lot of money, some don't. But would you like to be feeling when you're actually going to job just for money? You have to like your job. When my son was finishing school and he said like, oh, mom, you have a pharmacy. Should I go and do a pharmacy degree? I said, no, because it's not for you. You are not that person that can be enjoying this job. So you need to do what you actually like and what you capable, because it will be whole your life. A job, it's a take most part of our life. And to wake up in the morning and think, oh, I have to go to job because I need to pay a bills, it's not the best. So just choose your career wisely. And it's not late to change this or too late to do something new. I came to Australia in my 30s, never speak English. And I done whole degree back, and I done 4 postgraduate, and I done a business, and I raised a beautiful son. So it's never late to do something. Don't be afraid.
That's super inspiring. I'm going to get my kids to listen to this show. Absolutely. They're all in their 20s. And it's so true. If you do something that keeps your passion and your purpose and your interest alive through your life, then you don't work a day in your life. Is that what they say? Yeah. Thank you so much, ladies. It's so amazing to have you on the show. How do our listeners get in touch with MediGreen, and how do they book an appointment if they'd like to come in and talk about something, whether it's their inner health, their body, their weight, their life, their energy, their beauty, whatever it might be? How do they book an appointment with you guys?
So we've got a website, MediGreen. So if they look at MediGreen Dispensary and Clinics, there is a form that they can fill out for information. and our receptionists, they do look at that regularly during the day as well as first thing in the morning. Or there's a telephone number, they can call us. It's obviously a Melbourne-based number of 03 9964 0800. And just click 1 for pharmacy, 2 for clinic, and then we can answer their questions as well.
So with the website www.medigreenaustralia.com.au, on website we have a lot of treatment already. You can see a doctor, you can see our team, you can see wellness clinic and a different treatment what we provided. And also it's info straight away, all emails for info, or you can fill inquiry form, or you just walk in. There are addresses like in Carnegie and Bentley, just walk in and talk to us.
Fantastic. There you go. And those of you interstate or international, we do have quite a few international listeners as well, following and supporting Business Women Australia. Come to Melbourne. This is where it's all happening in Australia. No risk. Don't go overseas. Don't do all that. If you've got any thoughts about that, just listen to our last podcast. That should have scared you off enough. And look, thank you so much, ladies, for being on the show. Wonderful to have you. And we'll get you back again and have a listen in maybe 6 months' time and hear what new innovations you're embracing and what you're exploring and how things are going.
Thank you.
Thank you. That would be wonderful.
Oh, so love you guys. And for our listeners, if you've been thinking about joining Business Women Australia, getting involved, maybe this is your year for you, get out there, become a part of our community, our movement. We have leaders across every sector, across every state, across every profession, women who own their own businesses, executives, professionals, women on boards. The magic is in the mix. We're very supportive. We're all trying our best to develop as conscious leaders, to be better managers, better people, better humans, making the world a better place. So if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, head to businesswomenaustralia.com.au or reach out to me, Lyn Hawkins. I'm on LinkedIn, or lyn@businesswomenaustralia.com.au. I would love to have a chat to get you involved with this amazing movement. So thanks very much, ladies. We'll have you back soon.
Thanks a lot, Lyn.
You have been listening to the Business Women Australia podcast show. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode and gained some valuable insights to empower you on your journey. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to stay updated in our latest episodes. And if you're not already a member of Business Women Australia, what are you waiting for? Head to our website today and join so that you can connect with a thriving community of inspiring women across Australia. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.